Many Americans warn of a spending hangover here in January, unable to pay off their bills from December. What's the data say, and how can you avoid this or get out of it yourself? That and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, Black Friday traditionally is expected or believed to have gotten its name because its retailers are in the red. They've had a loss all year up until the shopping season and holiday season begins, when they finally go from having a loss to getting a profit, going from the red to the black. I have no idea if that's the real reason how they came up with Black Friday, but we have warned that the opposite can happen if you're not careful as a consumer, as an individual. You could spend all year in the black, and then because of the shopping frenzy that happens during the holidays, go into the red, go into a loss in your personal financial life. Takes a lot of discipline to avoid that, takes a lot of structure to avoid that as well. But this year, especially on the heels of inflation, and yes, wages have gone up too, but all the data shows inflation's gone up even more. And what that has meant is we've got over $1 trillion of total credit card debt. We have record high credit card interest rates. We've had student loans come back online. This is one of the reasons why so many economists were predicting a recession last year that never came, is the consumer is struggling to keep up with these different circumstances. So would the holidays and all that spending make things worse? Take a look at this headline here. A recent survey showed that just 51% of folks surveyed here believe and feel confident that they're going to be able to pay off their December credit card bill when it comes in January. 51% for this survey institution. That's an all-time low. It was 58% in November, or for basically in December, paying off November's credit card bill. Only half of folks feel that they can pay off their credit card bill in January. This is no surprise to us. This data has actually been out and has been trending in this direction. And I knew it was close. Saw some other surveys that were done showing it was about 50-50 where folks, and that's an all-time low, where folks felt that they could pay off their credit card after each month, and certainly after the holidays. So what should you do? What should you do? Obviously, you don't want this financial cloud setting you back to start the year. It creates a lot of stress, creates a lot of strain. On top of that, in order to pay the credit card off, you either have to succumb to the 21 or 22% interest rate, which, my goodness, that's awful, and you want to pay this thing off as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, you've got to take dollars from other goals or other spots to pay off the credit card debt. And that so lots of ramifications and consequences in your overall financial life. What can you do about it? Well, first, if you are using credit cards for points or for convenience and whatnot, I use them for convenience, of course, and for points as well. You've got to make sure everything you spend on a credit card, you've got the cash to pay it off, which means your credit card spending, whether that's on Amazon or whatever, needs to be in a budget as well. It needs to be budgeted for. The credit card expense isn't something above and beyond the budget. It's got to be part of the budget. And so that is part of the overall structure and the discipline of the credit card avoidance and prevention strategy, is that 3 bank account system that we've communicated so often. And honestly, for all the unique and exciting things that I've been able to see our team of CFPs help folks with Roth conversions and helping them retire and selling businesses and all sorts of exciting things. What's the one principle that we've seen change the most financial lives? It's the 3 bank account system. It's the cash flow management structure that sits, very boring right there in your present financial position. First bank account is you have a budget built connected to all of your monthly income and your monthly expenses. All of your known monthly expenses are documented right there. You can see here's how much income is coming in, here's how much needs to go towards the fixed expenses, here's how much needs to go towards the variable expenses, and therefore here's how much is left. Well, what do you do with what's left? That's bank account number 2. All right, what are all the non-monthly expenses, the known non-monthly expenses. If your budget in your bucket number one, your checking account, can handle all the known monthly expenses, what are the non-monthly expenses? These are things like vacations. These are things like gifts, Christmas, those sorts of things where, hey, I know this expense is coming. I know we're going to spend more on shopping and buying gifts during the holidays. I know we're going to spend more on food or on hosting. I know we're going to spend more on travel during the holidays. So identifying how much and then saving up, building that into your budget so you save up in advance and have that money available so that you're not turning to the credit card. That's the second bank account. Third bank account is in for emergencies, the unforeseen expenses. So bank account number one, the known monthly expenses. Bank account number two, the known non-monthly expenses. Bank account number three, the unknown expenses, the unplannable, if that's even a word. The things that you can't anticipate, you've got a cash reserve there so that when those come up, you're not reaching for that credit card as well. That is the credit card prevention and avoidance system. And it's not just beneficial for credit cards. That structure gives you much more peace of mind on your finances. And let me ask you, if you had that structure in place, would you then have the confidence to save up aggressively for those long-term goals? Absolutely you would, because you knew that your near-term needs were taken care of financially. Now, does that sound easy to say? Yes. Is it hard to do? Yes, it is. It sounds very simple. It's hard to do, takes a lot of discipline, takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of coaching from a certified financial planner who can help you overcome some of the pitfalls and some of the common challenges that people have with building it out. You might want to tweak it a little bit for your own situation. They can help you with that as well. Now, what if you find yourself in a little bit of credit card debt? Well, you've got to build out this 3 bank account system so that you can stop the bleeding and make sure that you don't accumulate even more credit card debt. But then you've got to build into that a debt snowball. In that budget, and it's going to offset some of your other goals, and that's okay. That's part of the process. But in that immediate spending, in that bucket number one, you've got to figure out, well, how much can we carve out of our monthly budget to pay extra on the credit card debt so that we can get it paid off in a certain amount of time. Doing that, so combining that 3 bank account system with a debt snowball, that's the way to both avoid and prevent future credit card debt and get out of the credit card debt that you're in right now. Work with your certified financial planner on that. And if it's not you that's struggling with this, but you've got young kids and you want to make sure they don't get themselves in trouble financially, or that they've got the systems and the tools to prevent it or get themselves out of that trouble if they find themselves in it, share this video with them as well. Work with your certified financial planner. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com, you can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. Right there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.